Hey, well, boy, howdy, boys and girls, men and women of all ages and walks of life. How the heck are ya? Hope you're having a great and wonderful week this week. Great day today. Anyways, welcome back again here to the building side of the garage at Randy's Guitar Shop. Thank you, Robert. Let's look at a few things. You know that I've been working on a friend of mine's guitar, trying to help him out, get it finished, the body of it. I don't know how far we're going to go with that, but I mean, as far as building the whole guitar. Anyways, it's kind of tough because it is mahogany, but it's really thick and it's got really deep grain. And I think he wants it smooth. So that's going to take a long time. I've already sanding sealed it a couple times and used the aqua stuff on it to fill the pores. It's not even close yet. So I got to start and put more sealer on it again, because if you don't, it's real easy to sand right through that stain. So anyways, that's what's going on with my buddy's guitar. So while that's kind of in a transitional period before I put it back in the paint booth right there, you can see it set up. I've been messing around with this guy. I've been threatening to do that, and now I'm doing it. Looks pretty cool. And let's just see what's going on with it. So, as you know, I've explained it before, I bought this Mose-like vibrato system. It recreates the Mosrite guitar vibrato system from, you know, when they made all those Mosrites. The Ventures used them all the time. I mean, it's supposed to be a very good, I've seen quite a few videos on it, and it's really smooth, it's accurate, and as long as you have locking tuning keys, it's going to work really good. You know, I already got a graphite nut and all that stuff, so we're good to go there. So I started setting it up today. And I can see that we have a dilemma. And I'm going to show you that right now. Just another thing for us to figure out how to fix it. I know you guys that love messing around with guitars, just love having a dilemma to fix. So I'm going to do my very best to hold it up here to you. I want you to note how far those strings are away from that neck. I mean, check that out. Now, they're not up to tune or anything, but they're just on there. And then look at that bridge. Maybe I should hold it like this. That bridge is really tall. And I do have a 1% neck shim in here already. So, what can we do about that? One, we can put more shims in it, which I kind of don't want to do. You know, I just hate to have it, you know, 1.5 inches off the body to make it work. I exaggerated. But anyways, I do like this bridge, but I've also heard that these rollers, I don't know if you can hear them or not, but they're very loose. And they kind of wiggle around a little bit. So old Dan at Guns and Guitars he's got one of these, maybe more now, and he replaced this bridge with an aftermarket, what they call harmonica Gibson style bridge. It's wider and flatter. And these pieces that are the saddles are not anywhere near that high. And man, it worked like a charm. And it supposedly fit right on here. Whereas if I just put a Gibson style on, which would be fine, but it doesn't have as much, you know, adjustability that way. And the harmonica bridge is like way wider. It has a lot more. And this has got a lot of adjustment. So, you know, you can see that this is just way shallower. It would work better. And it's not radius quite as much in the middle. So this is made for what? At least a 12 to 14 radius. That's what most of the Gibsons had. This looks like it was made more in a Fender style of the old days where, you know, those were 7.5 inch radius and 9.5, and, you know, they didn't start making 10s and 12s till way later down the line. And this was from those early days. I mean, these Mosrites were the 60s and maybe even the late 50s. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But, so they have quite an arch. So obviously their necks were a little more radius, severely radius than this. This is pretty flat. It's about a 14, I think. So anyways, that's kind of what's going on. You know, and I might get one of those bridges. They're not expensive. You can just get them on, you know, eBay for not very much, under $15, I think, you know, for a nice one that's like this, but not as big. So maybe that's what we'll do. I really don't want to put another shim in here. I really don't like taking the necks on and on and on and off. You know, it kind of just wallers out the holes after a while if you just keep doing it all the time. And I just don't know that I want this to have that much more lean on this thing, you know. It'd be like a Gibson. And I would only have to put it in the back. And I've got shim material in there that I could, you know, use. But that's going to take you know, if you look at that, it's going to take a huge bit. Anyways, guys, that's the dilemma. So I want to show you something else because we're having a great day and we're having fun. I use these pickups from this company here. I'm not sure how you pronounce that. F-L-E-O-R. So Fleor or Fleor or F-Lori. Anyways, guys, all goofing around aside. I've used those before and they sound pretty darn good. They are ceramic, so they're a little, and they are higher output than any kind of Strat pickup. They're running around, I think, between 9 and 12, something like that, but they're all the same. So if it is 9, then they're all 9. If it's 12, they're all 12. So you don't get that lower output one on the front, then a medium output and a higher output at the back, kind of like a Fender would have. So anyways, we're gonna try that out first and see how these sound. I've got them all wired up, but I want to show you something about these pickups that I don't particularly care for, and I think for all you guys out there that do work with these aftermarket, sometimes inexpensive, like your Roswells or your there's Delors or all these aftermarket Chinese pickups, the wiring. So let's take a good look at it. It's the same pickup dangling right in front of you. This is the wire from the regular Fleor pickup. Well, this is cloth wiring. It's both 22 gauge. Look at how thick this is compared to this one. This is all pre-tinned. The whole thing, all the way through, no matter where you cut it, is still pre-tinned. These, when you cut them, because, you know, if you got a pickup sitting here, you don't want all that wire wrapped up and gnarled up in there. You know, a lot of guys say, hey, don't cut your pickup wires off. And that's true. You don't want to cut them like some guys would do in the good old days when they didn't have any, you know, didn't realize what was going on. They just cut them off and take them out. You want to leave as much as you can, but not have a mess. So anyways, what I'm getting at is that these, when you snip these off to make them shorter, and I have a regular, really good, high quality pair of wire strippers with 22 gauge on it. That's what these are supposed to be. Well, number one, if you just stick it straight in the 22 gauge hole and pull on it, it doesn't do anything. So you have to kind of angle it a little bit. And then this outside shielding wire will come off, this, whatever this plasticky kind of wire is. But it frays this wire. This wire is only tinned right there at the very end. So it makes them, then when you re-tin it, sometimes the wires just start melting away and falling off. Now, maybe that's my fault. I'm not the greatest solderer in the world. But what I ran into this already with this guitar, this has been sitting over there. This hasn't been on the guitar at all. It is a 10-way switch. Got it all wired up and just sitting there, and maybe once or twice kind of just placing it in here and pulling it back out. None of this, you know, shucking and jiving around with it. 3 so far of those wires have just basically broken off of their solder joints. I've had to resolder them, get the solder sucker out, take all the solder off, redo them. And, you know, who knows how many more times that may happen before I actually get this put together. Anyways, guys, that's what I don't like about those wires. And like I said, maybe it's my fault for not being a great solderer, but you know, I get them in there and they're good, but they're so fragile and almost brittle that they just snap right off. They don't pull out of the hole, and the solder doesn't come up, they just snap off. So you gotta redo them. Isn't that a very sad thing? Anyways, that's what's going on with this puppy. We're gonna get it all figured out one way or the other. I'm really looking forward to this. I will probably get the harmonica bridge if I can find one. I don't see him that often, but Dan over there at Guns and Guitars had used this exact setup, but he took this bridge off. He didn't like it, and it was too tall for his guitar too, and he didn't like the way it rattled. Anyways, guys, so there you have that, and I'll try that and see if it works. And they usually have rollers on them to start out with, so they're a roller bridge to begin with. So that'll all be good. We'll get this puppy together, and by golly, we're going to get it. We're going to get it done, and we're going to get it working. It'll be exciting to see how this thing sounds in a 24 scale. You know, all these Mustangs and Dual Sonics were all 24. Some of the early ones were 22 and a half. But this is 24. Your Gibson is 24 and 3/4, and your Fenders are 25 and a half. And then PRS comes in there and makes them 25. So, anyways, I do like PRS. That's just the best of all the worlds. So, I have something else exciting I want to show you. Besides working on this and the other guitar, I have this little Squier Bullet. This is what I like to call my surf guitar. Super cheap. I got this thing so cheap it's embarrassing. And it's got just a couple of itty bitty little flaws in it. Who cares? It's places where nobody's going to look at it anyway. But you know me, I like fooling around with guitars. And let's just look at it for a second. I mean, it looks pretty dang cool that way. Seafoam green, one solid ply, white pickguard. Well, you know. I'm going to put this on here. And this is where the comment section comes in. You guys, you need to comment. We're going to slip this in here to the best of our ability. And we are going to see what this looks like, because I thought this would look pretty good. Get that switch in the middle there. Remember, this is a surf guitar. It's supposed to be ocean colored and splashy looking, you know, sea foam green and splashy blue. Are we going to play some surf guitar on this thing or what? I really want you guys' opinion. After I bought this and looked at it when I put it on here, I'm just kind of up in the air about it. I don't know if it looks good or not. It'll have the white knobs on it. But I also have a regular white pearloid pickguard, not vintage age or anything, just, you know, it's kind of white silver pearloid. That will look really good on here. Better than straight white. I don't know why. You know, I tend to like metal flake. I like flashy things and pearloids and stuff. That's why I bought this crazy looking 3D block hole pickguard, and I have the one with the cross on it, my Telecaster. And I got that abstract one that I put on the offset that I built, the P90 offsetter. But what do you think? You know, if you're in there playing a band, you're playing a little Pipeline, or, you know, a little bit one of those great old surf songs, or just doing surf music. I kind of like it, and I kind of don't. Comment section, chime in. Anyways, guys, that's kind of what I got going for you today. Once again, I hope you are having a wonderful and blessed day. And that was number 54 on your loop pedal over there for your listening and dining pleasure, of course. Anyway, and I made it with this guitar here. This is a great, you know, for the price I paid for this, it is a great sounding guitar. I do have one very big dislike about it, and that's 21 frets. I like playing in B a lot, and you cannot play a full pentatonic scale on a 21 frets. You got to have 22, and I like 22 about the best. I've got a couple of 24 fretters, and they're great, but boy, once you get up there, those frets are so close together especially for a sloppy guy like me, it's easy to be slop city. So 22 is just perfect. Anyways, guys, that's what we got going. I do have one other announcement to make, and you know, I haven't been getting any more subscribers. I'm not going to cry about that. You know, when I started out, I had none. And then for about, about 6-8 months, I had some, under 30. And then I hit 30 after a while, and then, this year it's gone up to 60 plus. So I feel pretty good about that, although I watch a lot of YouTube guys that do the same thing I do. And they basically have about the same kind of setup that I got. They, record with their phones and stuff, and they got a lot of subscribers. Anyways, guys, so that's why I say, please, if you haven't subscribed, please do. Share the videos with your friends that are like-minded, and hopefully they will share it with their friends, and I can grow the channel a little more. Now, my actual real, hey, wait a minute, let's make a double neck. Nah. Anyways, guys, I own a couple of acres. Now, most of my acreage is almost like in a ravine. But the part where I live in my house is not flat. It's got a great big hill, and it's got some flat. But I'll tell you what, you know what time of year it is. It's the time of year when you have to start weed eating and mowing, and that takes full days. And so I might be a little sketchy on the videos for a while. I'm not sure. But I'm just kind of giving you a heads up. I'll always try to do my best to get in here. And the other thing is that I am taking a leave of absence from here for a while. And it's going to be a couple of weeks. So there won't be any guitar making or goofing around or demonstrations of any kind going on. I do have one question for you. I watch a lot of travel videos too. Now, I'm not a vlogger with a V or a blogger with a B. I don't do any of that stuff. I've never even walked around with a phone on that stick looking at yourself or taking pictures, however that works. I don't know how it works. But if it would be of interest to you guys, I might do a little filming on our trip and just kind of take you with us a few places we go. But that's up to you guys in the comments. You got to tell me, no, we're not interested in that. We like guitar stuff. Or, oh, yeah, please do. Make sure you show us every French fry you eat. Or poutine or whatever it is. Anyways, guys, I love you all for watching the videos. Thank you so much. I hope you share them, and if you haven't subscribed, once again, please tell your friends. I'm going to let you go. I think I have covered all our subjects today, and I hope you have a wonderful and a blessed week. Once again, please pray for your country. I don't care what country you live in. Pray for it. We have a lot of unrest in the world, and each individual country needs to, keep their heads together, and pray for the world. It's in a lot of upheaval. We're not having a real world war or anything, but, they keep threatening again, and we just, that would not be good for any of us. So, make sure your thoughts and your prayers go up to the Father about the world, about your country, and especially about our friends and neighbors that need medical attention. We've all got them. I've got them. I've still got friends that are really messed up, and they, we just need to get our people healed. So make sure you put your thoughts and your prayers out for that too. Once again, I love you all for watching the videos at Randy's Guitar Shop. I will see you later in the next one. Bye-bye.